What a beautiful math question we have here. We're told to look for the values of n, given that n plus 2 all raised to the power of 4 is equal to 16. Well, our first step will be for us to move 16 to the left-hand side. So we have n plus 2 all raised to power 4, and as 16 crosses to the left, it becomes negative 16. And this is equal to 0. We can simplify further. This expression can be written as n plus 2 all raised to the power of 4 is the same as 2 times 2, right? Good. Minus. Now 16 is a perfect squared, which means it can be written as 4 squared. And this is equal to 0. Well, we can apply the property of indices here that says that when powers multiply, we can write it in this form, which is n plus 2 all raised to the power of this 2. And then we can raise another power of this 2. It is still the same thing. So minus 4 squared equal to 0. Very good. So we have an expression in difference of 2 squares. An expression in difference of 2 squares can be written as, for example, when I have a squared minus b squared, this is the same as a minus b times a plus b. Good. If we have to compare, that means we're saying that our a from this expression is n plus 2 squared, and our b is 4. Now, let's write this expression in this form. So this becomes a minus b, which will be n plus 2 squared, that's our a, minus b, b is 4. Now we're going to be multiplying this by a plus b. A is n plus 2 all squared, plus b, b is 4. Very good. And this is equal to 0. So I can expand what I have inside of this parenthesis. So this will be n squared plus 4n and then plus 4. Very good. That is what I have here. And then minus 4. So minus 4 times. Now we can do the same thing here. So this is n squared plus 4n and then plus 4. The expansion of this. And then plus 4. Plus 4. Good. And this is equal to 0. When we simplify further, this 4 minus 4 is 0. So I'm left with n squared plus 4n. And this will be multiplied by what we have here. This is n squared plus 4n. And then 4 plus 4 is 8. So plus 8. Good. And this is equal to 0. So there are two cases from here. We have n squared plus 4n to be equal to 0. Or we have n squared plus 4n plus 8 to be equal to 0. So we're going to be solving those two cases one after the other. So starting with this, I'm going to be calling this case 1. For case 1, we have n squared plus 4n to be equal to 0. Now notice that on the left hand side, n is common. So I can factor out n, open bracket, n squared divided by n, that will be n, plus 4n divided by n, that will be 4. And this is equal to 0. So we have two cases here. We have n to be equal to 0, or we have n plus 4 to be equal to 0. Now from here, n will be equal to negative 4. And this happens when I move 4 to the right hand side. So we have two values of n from here, of which one is 0 and the second one is negative 4. We can have other values of n from this other case, which is our case 2. So let's call this case 2. For case 2, we have a nice quadratic equation. And I'm going to be using the completing the square method to solve this. And in order to do that, I have to move this constant term to the right hand side so that I have n squared plus 4n to be equal to, as 8 crosses to the right, it becomes negative 8. Now I'll take the coefficient of n, that is 4. I'll take the half of it. Half of 4 is 2. And I'm going to square this. So 2 squared is 4. So I'll add this 4 to both sides of the equation. So I have n squared plus 4n. Add this 4 to the left, equal to, I have negative 8 on the right. I'm also going to be adding the 4 on the right. Now notice that the left hand side is now a perfect squared, which can be written as n plus 2 all squared. And this is equal to the right hand side, negative 8 plus 4, that is negative 4. Very good. Now let's get rid of this square by taking the square root of both sides. So I'll take the square root of n plus 2 all raised to power 2 equal to plus or minus the square root of negative 4. Now notice that this square root cancels out the square, leaving behind n plus 2 to be equal to plus or minus, now the square root of negative 4. Well, the square root of 4 is usually 2, but because of this negative makes it a complex number, which means we can put I here. So the square root of negative 4 is 2i, a complex number. Now to get the value of n, I have to move this 2 to the right hand side so that we have n to be equal to, as 2 crosses to the right, it becomes negative 2. And then plus or minus 2i. So there are two values of n from here. So now this is going to be our third value of n, which will be negative 2 plus 2i. And then the fourth value of n will be negative 2 minus 2i. So we have 4 values of n in total. 2 complex solutions and 2 real solutions. Well, feel free to share your ideas in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video and have learned something from this video, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss my upcoming videos. And like I always say, until next time, take care.